Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. Welcome to day 30 of our 31-day yoga challenge, Yoga for Everybody, our second to the last day. Today, a special treat. I thought we'd take it easy. A gentle and restorative practice before our last day tomorrow. So get on some comfy clothes, grab a couple blocks, maybe a blanket. Make yourself comfortable as we settle into this gentle restorative practice on our second to the last day of our challenge. So let's get started in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have a couple props, that's helpful. Blocks, blanket or towel, that's nice. I'm going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana and use my blocks under my knees. I like this variation. You can kind of play around with it so you get the right amount of support for yourself. Your feet together, knees wide. You don't need to use blocks. You don't have them. You don't have props. Don't worry about it. Just adds a little more support, which is nice sometimes in a gentle restorative practice. You can let your arms and hands come alongside you. Or you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just start to feel your breath. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Big inhale, fill up. And a big exhale, empty out. Feeling the movement of your breath in your body. As you tune into the movement of your breath, you might find that naturally, without pushing or forcing, your thinking mind starts to slow down. There's this beautiful, supportive rhythm built into our breath. As we inhale, we awaken our energy, and as we exhale, and our nervous system gets the message that we can down-regulate, right? So that we can soften. So maybe we can begin to soften and relax even. Letting your breath be supportive and balanced, but not pushing to make that happen. Simply allowing. Allowing yourself this space, this time. Allowing yourself to settle in. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And draw your knees to your chest. Give them a squeeze. And you can circle your knees a couple of times in one direction. And then when you're ready, circle them in the other direction. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. Finding some gentle forward and back movement so you can rock up and come into your tabletop. Come forward, plant your hands, take a big breath in here, and a long breath out. And now step your right foot to your right hand, and you can actually wiggle your right foot a little more forward. Hands on your mat, bend your right knee. It's a kneeling lunge. If you want to pad your left knee, you can put a towel, a blanket under the knee, or maybe just fold the left edge of your mat under. Feel that your right foot is planted and grounded. And if it works, bring your hands to your right knee. You can stay here, or I like to interlace my fingers at my low back. So I get a little bit of a hip opener, a little bit of a heart opener. If you like a different hand variation, you can work with that here. Grounded through your right foot, but soften your toes. Taking your time with your breath. A big inhale. And a big exhale. And take another deep breath in here. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Walk your right foot across. And come on into your half pigeon. So you can set this up with a block under your hip or your chest or your forehead, maybe a blanket. Especially coming into it this early in the practice, right, without any other flow. You might need a little more support. You might notice that it feels different. Your thinking mind might notice that it feels different. Can you create that little bit of space from what you're feeling and your thoughts so you are simply feeling? Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Soften your fingers here, your toes. And you don't have to push to soften. In fact, you can begin just by noticing where there's tension. I've said that before. Letting part of your intention be to soften. Maybe sending your breath, visualizing it, moving into the tight places. And those tight spots can be physical, or they can be more energetic. Take a long breath in. And a long breath out. Take a deep inhale. And a long exhale. Set your hands under your shoulders. Come back to your tabletop, your hands and knees. Pause here for a moment. And go ahead and shift your shoulders forward. Begin to lower all the way down to the ground. Setting up for a cobra. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Spread your fingers wide. Squeeze your elbows in. Feet together. Toenails, tops of your feet on your mat. As you inhale, start to lift up. Draw your chest forward. Not lifting as high as you can, but really lengthening and leading with your heart as you lift. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lower down. Here, taking your right knee out to the right so that it's in line with your hip. And this is where a prop like a towel or a blanket comes in handy. I'm actually just using my sweatshirt. So your right knee in line with your right hip. You can move your foot around a little bit. Let the foot soften. You can find a comfortable place for your hands. And if you like, turn your face to one side. If it's more comfortable with your forehead or your chin on your mat, you can work with that, maybe a little prop under your head so you have a little support. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And if you have your face turned to one side, go ahead and turn it to the other direction so the opposite cheek comes to rest on your mat. And just a breath or two here. One breath at a time. I know for me the slowing down is definitely the most challenging piece in a practice like this.
right? Not anticipating what's coming next. And so just keep coming back to this breath. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And now from here, begin to roll. You can take your left arm forward and then begin to roll to your left. Right? So you wind up in a twist. You come onto your back, maybe you roll off your mat. Arms out at shoulder height. Feel if you can keep your right knee closer to the ground. You might not come all the way onto your back. A little adjusting. If you want to use your left hand on your right knee as a self-assist, you can. Or if you want to put your block under your right knee, that can be nice as well. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And from here, just roll back on to your belly and come back up to your tabletop. Pause here for a moment, take a big breath in and a long breath out. Now step your left foot to your left thumb, and you can wiggle it a little more forward. Coming into your kneeling lunge, pad your right knee in any way that works. It's nice to really take your time with this. So start with your hands on the ground and feel it out. Feel your left foot connected. And then if it works, bring your hands to your left knee. Soften your shoulders. And stay here or add in whatever hand-arm variation you like. I'm going to interlace my fingers at my low back again. Not a lot of weight in your right knee. And so you can lighten up on the right knee by connecting more to your left foot. And also by setting an intention to lift up, feeling your chest, your heart lift here. And take a long breath in. And a long breath out. And you might work with traditional drishti, your gaze set. You might close your eyes. I like to close my eyes in these restorative practices. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Walk your left foot across. Come on into your half pigeon. Taking your time with the setup, adding in props, adding in support anywhere that you can. It might be different on this side. And again, you can notice the difference. Just notice it, feel it, without engaging your thinking mind. The space of a breath. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. You might notice you can soften your right leg. Soften your fingers. You can work with Ujjayi breath here, breathing in and out through your nose. But soften your jaw. You might find in a hip opener like this that it works better to take a big breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. Your body, your practice, your being. So really feel it out. Feel what works for you. Let this work for you. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Come on back to your tabletop. Again, hands and knees. Just a moment here, neutral spine, a big breath in. Then a long breath out. Go ahead and move forward. Lower all the way down to the ground. And set up for another Cobra. Walk your hands a little more forward. Squeeze your elbows in, tops of your feet on your mat. As you inhale, start to lift up, let your shoulders roll back. Leading with your heart. Take a big breath in. And lengthen and lower down. Now bring your left knee out to your left, in line with your hip. I do like just a little bit of padding here under the knee. For me, it makes a big difference. Hands can come alongside you. If you want to rest your forehead on your hands, you can. Or you can bring one cheek to your mat. It's a really nice, gentle stretch for your neck. And it's funny because in these gentle restorative practices, especially if you practice power a lot, you can feel like, I'm not doing enough, I need to do more. If you have one cheek on your mat, go ahead and turn your face to the other side. Showing up, right? Being right here, right now. You are doing a lot. Allow yourself to really feel this. If your face is turned to one side, come back to the center. Here you can extend your right arm forward and then start to roll to your right. So keeping that left knee bent. You might come all the way onto your back or not quite. You can bring your arms out to shoulder height. And so you're in your supine twist. If you want to bring your right hand to your left ankle as a self-assist, you can. Or you can put a prop under your left knee. Did I say right hand to your left ankle? I meant right hand to your left knee. If you can soften your shoulders here, might wiggle your fingers, your toes, just to loosen up a little bit. Bring a reminder to soften. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And from here, simply come all the way on to your back to set up for your Savasana. You take your legs up if you like. Add in your props. Cover up with a blanket. Make yourself comfortable. Take a really big breath in. Open your mouth, empty out. take as much time as you like here for yourself. Enjoy this opportunity to restore and renew.